This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Here now Now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned into Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. I am Erica Nason, your host and online friend. So last week, I invited a social enterprise, actually a social tourism platform called Making a Difference Travel. Now, we're not in any way connected or related, but they support the marginalized communities by using tourism as a platform. So if you want to know more about Making a Difference Travel or mad travel, you could check out my previous episode, which is on my Facebook page, Making a Difference. It's also on V81 radio's Facebook page, and it's also on V81's YouTube channel. There we go. So you can check that out after this episode. Now, for this week, I decided to take it down a notch. Let's check up on our fellow youth, see how they're doing and what they're up to, given that we're all under GCQ. So I invited a friend of mine. He's been my friend since college. His name is Carlos Rivera. Hey, Carlos, are you here?
Hey Erica, how are you
Hey,
doing?
Carlos, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How about you? It's nice to see you.
I know, nice to see you. It's been a long time. I
Been
mean,
a while.
when was the last time we saw each other? I don't think.
I think a few months back actually. Like no, we had an Inuman, the Zoom Inuman, like
Oh,
sorry.
right. Yeah,
So
we had that whole group. But
let's
in
definitely
person,
in person. I don't know,
yeah. Like I
6
think
months
even
ago? Yeah?
yeah, I know. Even way before way before ECQ.
Way before this, yeah.
I know. So okay, I mean I know what you do basically because you're a teacher and all that. I was really surprised when I found out that you were a teacher. But
So
anyway, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you're up to now.
all right. So hi everyone. So I'm Carlos again. So I'm a professor at iAcademy. I teach user experience design. I'm also a marketing consultant. So previously I was in advertising. So as a professor, I teach basically web design, research and research. So I teach like college students around second to third year college students. So it's a really fulfilling profession, though it's really hard now to do it online because like in a classroom, it's when you teach close to 30 people, sometimes it could get pretty boring already. But what more online? So it's really challenging to keep people engaged, especially now.
Right. I mean, I can't imagine you being a professor, Carlos. It was just like
I
honestly, it
couldn't
was just
either.
like right. It was just like yesterday. We were in college. Yeah. So background. Carlos and I met in college because of carpool. Different course though. What was your course?
I was MMA, so mixed martial arts. I mean multimedia arts. Yeah, so I couldn't imagine myself being a professor either. I remember when I was in high school, I hated school. So the biggest irony is that I became a professor. So that's
I
that.
know. I know. But hey, you know what? I'm proud of you. I mean, life just takes us to different places.
I know.
You took up MMA and then now you're a professor. It's really different, no? So you teach UX UI, right? That's what yeah,
Yeah,
basically
yes.
UX UI.
Basically, yeah.
So how does that go though? How do you teach your students now?
Okay. I'm actually really lucky that UX UI is a subject that you can easily teach online.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of like with my students, usually we use a lot of cloud-based software programs online, and then I check their work through there. And it's easy for us to communicate using Zoom or Google Meets or Google Hangouts. So I think, in terms of my class, we've adapted pretty well to online learning, though there's still a lot of elements of it that obviously would prefer to teach in person rather than online. UX UI is mainly like a lot of web design or mobile app design. So luckily, people already use the compute will already be using their computer a lot anyways. So
Did you get to teach in a classroom before the lockdown?
what's weird, I've never actually taught in class. So that's the funny part. I was actually supposed to start teaching in February, but then like I had a retreat, so I moved the class the next week. And then before you know it, there's quarantine happened, so I never actually met my class in person. All the relationships we formed were online. Was online.
Okay. So, curious question. This is coming from me. What's it like being a teacher, specifically a professor, like a college professor? Again, like it was
Yeah,
just like yesterday we were in college, and then now you're like we were just the students, and then we had like a professor. Now you're in their position.
yeah.
What's it like?
Well, I felt like I never really appreciated my professors back in college until I became a professor. But it's really, well, one, it's weird. Like, it's weird in a sense that I can remember. It seems like it's only yesterday that I remember being a college student, and then now I'm a college professor. So that aspect is weird. But it's definitely a new challenge as compared to working, as compared to like balancing it with an office job. So in the office, sometimes I'd be a team leader, and I would be training and teaching people. So it was kind of a skill that I kind of brought into the classroom. Though it's very different when it's students. Obviously, the relationship is different. So yeah, it's challenging in that aspect. It's a bit weird in another aspect, but it's also very fulfilling. Um, so I've been really I guess one part why I really wanted to teach. I've actually wanted to teach for a long time. It's just something I never like told anyone, but I've always wanted to go into teaching because I feel like I came from a very good school. Like Benil is one of the best in multimedia arts. Um, I've been in like I've been in really good companies, and I've been with people who trained me really really well. And I wanted to give it back. I wanted to share my experience, and by teaching, it's really fulfilling in a sense that I get to share like what I learned in the industry, um, what I've been doing to the next generation, even though
That's
the generation is just 4 or 5 years younger than me.
That's so nice to hear, Carlos. I mean, as a friend, I'm very proud to hear that from you. I mean, I've known you for so long, and Professor Carlos, I'm gonna.
You can sit in the class if you want. I can send you a link.
Okay.
Just kidding.
No, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's talk about the whole ECQ, GCQ. Where were you when Duterte announced na we're gonna have an ECQ?
Oh wow. Where was I, emotionally or physically? No, I'm just kidding. Physically. So I was actually at home. When because I resigned from work last February. So I've been doing a lot of home-based work. Starting March. So I was there. I was just at home when it happened. So I didn't have to make a major adjustment in terms of like bringing all my work from the office to home because I was already doing a lot of freelance work then. And then the biggest adjustment was really like learning how to teach because I thought I'd be learning to teach in a classroom, but instead I'm learning to teach online through a screen. So
Yeah. So
yeah, that's where I'm at.
I was gonna ask you, no, how is the whole GC, well, now we're under GCQ, no, but for students it's gonna take a while. Well, even for the teachers, I mean, for everyone who's still studying,
Yeah,
it's gonna take a while for you guys to go back to the classrooms, no. So how is it? How is it affecting you as a professor and your students?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I think the earliest will be able to go back to a classroom is around August. But even then, like they want to push it further, which like we may or may not agree with. But so it's really difficult in a sense that a lot of classroom interaction is really based on forming a relationship with students. One professor told me, like, a professor of mine told me, I don't just teach subjects. Most especially, I teach people. So to form that relationship with people, with real students, is kind of difficult online because I feel people learn better when you can feel a personal interaction. And I guess how it really takes a toll in the classroom is that a lot of the kids face anxiety, like a lot of even the teachers or even people who are working. There's a sense of anxiety around quarantine or GCQ that makes it hard to focus on your work. Um, so when that comes to teaching, that means we also have to be mindful of how the students are learning, how we can adjust our lessons. We can't put too much pressure on them. When we were given our orientation about restarting class during the quarantine, we were told that like I really like this. I really like this piece of advice. It can even apply to managers, but we're not when we're with the students. We're not just their teachers. We're also their therapists. So it's learning to come up with that safe space for the children for the why am I calling them kids? But it's learning to come up with that safe space for the students to learn, to feel themselves, and also to be engaged in the lesson. I know there were calls like we should just like move classes until like next term or next term, but for some in my experience, some of the students they find the class therapy. Like some of them really like working because it takes them away from where they're at right now. So some of them do need that, but then there are some. But then again, there are some that it does have that added pressure, and we have to learn to be mindful of those. Especially in quarantine, we have to be mindful of those boundaries and learn to adjust according per student. So it's not really there might be a bad conception that we're spoon feeding, like we'd be spoon feeding the students, but I think it's a very delicate time. And like as teachers, our first and foremost or responsibility is the student. So that's how we operate in quarantine. So it's just being more mindful of the
Right.
students. teaching.
Yeah, that's really true. I mean, my sister is also still studying, so I could see how it affects. I mean, it's really affecting a lot of people, not just students, but those who are also working and everyone. Everyone is just really affected by it.
Yeah,
So have
crazy.
you? I know. We've never experienced something like this. Yeah, it's really different. We weren't also prepared for this too. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's just so
I was.
different. Cool.
Yeah,
It's like out of a sci-fi show.
actually, yeah. So, have you ever experienced, let's say, your student personally talk to you and say, Sir Carlos, it's weird. Sir
Sir
Carlos,
Carlos. Oh wow.
I'm having a different. I'm sorry. I'm having a difficult time right now. Have you ever experienced that yet with any of your students?
I've had a few students come forward and say like that they were having a difficult time meeting all the requirements. So, but yeah, so basically that's it's basically just about the requirements, but not really
Mm,
their personal life.
okay.
Yeah.
And you, as a professor, um, you're fine naman with adjusting.
Yeah, it's a very difficult time. So like as a teacher, you really have to learn. Yeah, really have to learn to adjust. Because it's useless naman or insensitive if you keep giving them work that they can't keep up with and they can't learn from. Because at the end of the day, it's them being able to take in the information that counts. So what I've been doing is because I've been making small videos for them. So it's short 5 to 10 minute videos that they can watch at any time. so that even outside the classroom they can learn. And I know that even outside of like when they're done with our class, like when they graduate or they move on to the next level, with those videos, they're still able to watch and go back to them. So it's like a lifelong learning process. Just keeping the materials, keep them updated. So it's not just within the confines of this 3 or 4 months that we have in the term that they can learn from me, or I can share it with them. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice, Carlos. See, again, I've known Carlos for quite some time, and I know this guy has a very big heart. So, you know what? Being a professor suits you. I'm sure your students and your future students will love you. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, thank you, Carlos, for sharing your insight. But I'll talk to you later, together with our other two guests. So right now we're gonna go on break, just for a couple of minutes. Then we'll be back, with I'll be talking to another guest of mine. So be right back.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist, so you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want and avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, so we're now back. For those who are just tuning in, you are watching Making a Difference. So it is a show to motivate and inspire the youth of today My name is Erica Mison, and I am the host for Making a Difference. So before the break, I interviewed a friend of mine, Carlos Rivera. He is a professor at iAcademy, and he shared his thoughts, especially now that it's GCQ. So he shared his thoughts and what he's doing as a professor um, at iAcademy. Now, for my next guest, I have Maki Mitsuhashi.
Hey, hi Erica.
Hi, Maki. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. At least you got my name right.
Yes, I know. I had to practice that. Maki Mitsuhashi. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So Maki, tell us something about yourself.
Well, is it about my career or what? Joke lang.
Sige, maybe we could start
Hmm.
with where you graduated from.
Okay, so hi, I'm Maki. Actually, my actual name is Masaki, but yeah, you can call me Maki. But in terms of my college, so I graduated from UP Manila. So I studied BS Biology, and well, I took a different path. So I used to study medicine and MBA from Ateneo, but I had to soul search, and then at the same time, it landed me here studying with Carlos and Shanice, the one who will be talking with us later.
Okay. So UP Manila biology, then medicine. Okay. So
Yeah.
now, what are you up to?
So now I'm up to doing freelance and consulting work. So
Mhm.
primarily I do capacity building, and then at the same time I also empower communities, particularly in the context of disaster and resilience, and at the same time building the capacity of young people.
Okay. So how do you go about that?
Well, actually, I actually go on the ground. Um,
Mhm.
I was actually based in Tacloban for a year, so I did environmental and then at the same time disaster programs there. Actually,
Wow, 1 year. So this was during Yolanda.
yeah, this was during Yolanda. So I did some of the programs that improved the overall resiliency of the communities there.
Wow. Okay, maybe you could share our some of your programs that you did
Well,
in Tacloban.
well, well, there. When I was in Tacloban, I did like games with the kids, and then at the same time some educational programs that we did with the community, because when we were there we actually realized that children and young people are really one of the more vulnerable people in the communities. So what we wanted to do was try to empower them, because actually when you realize that when you empower these young people and then these communities, you actually also build up the resilience of the community.
Galing. So, okay, curious. What was it like living in Tacloban for a year?
Actually it was really surprising, because um, hindi rin naman bago na parang we're so used to the comfort of being here in Metro Manila. But when you're there in the community, you actually realize na things are actually really different. And then you can't really paint people the same way that you paint the people here in Metro Manila. But actually, it was also life groundbreaking for me, I guess, or wow, realization. I actually realized so much. Like, kalimbawa, totoo nga yung kasabihan nila na parang those who actually have less have much to offer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
yeah,
Grabe, I can't no imagine 1 year in Tacloban. But you know what? It's nice to hear that we have people like you helping them out. I'm sure you were a big help to them, especially during that time. So galing,
but
galing.
yeah. Pero
Okay.
I was also
Mhm.
big then, so big help talaga siya.
Nag-joke ka pa nga. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, let's talk about what you're doing now. So, you have an NGO, tama ba?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
I during the community quarantine, I actually
Mm.
put up a startup with my friends. So we're co-founders to put up Lipad, which is the
Mhm.
League of Innovation and Intellectual Property Advocates. So
Okay.
what we do is actually we particularly diba, during this time of COVID, you actually realize na parang there's so much room for innovation. So parang at the same time, everyone can be innovators eh. Kasi when you think about it, a lot of people don't associate them as innovators. Kasi na-realize nila na parang innovation feels like an elite term. Pero when you think about it, kasi everyone can actually be innovators if they actually know that they're innovating in the first place. Kasi diba, like alam mo, the basic thing about innovation is that you start with a problem. And you actually have different problems everywhere. So parang ano nangyari dyan, it's just on identifying the problem, making sure na you understand the whole situation properly, maximize all capacity, and then yun, develop the innovation. Pero at the same time, when you develop kasi innovation, diba, you also have to protect it. That's why parang yung ginawa namin was, you're not only developing innovation, but you're also protecting your idea. Kasi that's the only way by which you can incentivize people to innovate. Eh.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting thought. But then you're right, tama. And you created this during ECQ. So sakto
Yeah.
din yung pagpasok nyo.
Yeah.
So given nga na ECQ, what have you been doing na with Lipad PH? Do you have any programs or have you gone out or I don't know?
Well, bawal lumabas.
Oo nga, sorry. Mali yun.
De joke lang.
Okay, kasi GCQ na eh.
GCQ na. So yung ginawa namin was, particularly since, di ba, when you're during the ECQ, everyone's at home. So what we try to do is, we try to develop like information campaigns on how to at least improve or at least recognize innovators and intellectual property in our own way. Like for example, during April, we actually launched 2 campaigns. So one is the Ambag campaign, wherein we recognize innovators, particularly during the time of COVID. And then at the same time, we also have our Angbag campaign, which is essentially our way by which we can introduce people about intellectual property. Because actually, when you think about it, everything that you have and hold is actually bounded by intellectual property. Like halimbawa, even the bag that you're holding, the design is patent. How it's made is patented. The brand is also an intellectual property. So we're trying to do that. And then at the same time, we're also bridging yung mga knowledge products. So we're also trying to develop dialogues. So that's why we have this program called Lipa Discussion, wherein we try to get lecturers to at least try to laymanize usually elite concepts such as intellectual property and innovation.
Okay. So what are your next steps for Lipad?
Well, actually, we have another Lipa discussion at the end of the month, and I will be speaking actually. So I will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sige.
So the topic would be on how to become an innovator for the better normal, because we don't want just a new normal. We want a better normal for everyone. So yun. So pinopromote ko na rin. Joke lang.
Yeah, no,
Pero,
I like it. I like it, ah. Better normal. Diba? That's a new... Yeah, kasi the title of the show is The New Normal. Dapat
Yeah.
The Better Normal.
the better
Galing.
normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me know. I'd listen in.
Yeah,
and then maybe
definitely.
we could have if the viewers also are interested, follow Lipad PH. Are you guys on Facebook?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So
Okay.
follow them. See? Promoting na rin. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's talk more about yun nga, ECQ. So
Yeah.
how about you? Where were you when ECQ was announced?
Actually, di ba, parang I told you earlier na parang I was doing like also freelance work. So parang I was actually with one of the clients that I have. So I was actually there planning for a workshop that will be done for a vulnerable community in Mindanao. So parang when it was announced na parang, okay, it's gonna be ECQ, everything is closed. So parang wala nang travel, wala nang anything. So parang I was surprised because particularly in my field of work, important ang field work. So parang if you're, nung nangyari yan, parang doon ko na-realize na, ang unang ko talagang naisip was, na yung community. Siyempre at the same time kasi, although it's easier for us kasi it's easier for us to get resources, pero these people in the vulnerable areas actually don't have much resources even to get their own resources. So parang yun, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine then, what they went through during ECQ. I mean, now, okay, sige, we're all under GCQ. So,
Yeah.
a bit more lenient na. People are going
Yeah.
out, but there are a lot of people who are still scared to go out, like me.
Yeah.
I only go, ever since ECQ, I think I've only been out like 4 times. Because, just to really stay safe. So, given
Yeah.
we're under GCQ, what are your next steps, especially with the whole freelance? I mean, Lipad is doing well naman, but
Yeah.
you mentioned na you do freelance work as well.
Well, the thing now is, I think, on how to try to empower people at the least through digital media. Kasi, I mean, we also have to adapt na rin eh. Parang, people thought na parang very foreign concepts before, but it's more of like how to help each other bridge the gap. Kasi before, fintech was a really foreign concept for everyone eh. Parang people don't really trust na parang ilalagay mo yung money mo to a certain application. But when you think about it na, parang everyone's actually using fintech now. Almost everyone, syempre. Pero yun nga, parang it's more of like how do you bridge these technologies so that even the vulnerable, the poorest of the poor can get access to it. Para at least if ever man, they can also parang they can also get access kasi a lot of the things are being done also digitally. Like for example, in some LGUs, some of the money that they receive are transmitted to mga ganyan, GCash or whatever. Pero yun nga, it's more of like how do you bridge? Parang at least if ever man, how do you bridge that to make sure that they can also enjoy what you're having? So parang siguro that would be my next step is on how to help other organizations to be able to reach yung mga poorest of the poor, the vulnerable groups.
Okay. Hold that thought. We have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the comments kasi now. It's by NNM. Can we flash the question, please? It's for you. I see it. Well, anyway, sige. NNM is asking, Maki, where in Mindanao? TY. I think this is for your freelance work.
Okay. So I actually do also work in, well, yung pinaka-center of the flight is also always in Davao. So parang nangyari din, parang I just go out from the Davao center. Parang at least if ever it works there. But one of the projects that I did was I worked with the indigenous people there. So parang I also do like IT related work as well.
IT related. Okay.
Sorry, IP.
Okay.
Indigenous people.
IP. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. So that's in Davao. I hope that answered your question. But okay. Do you have any advice that you could give, or kahit your thoughts on everything that's happening right now with the whole GCQ and all? Okay, wait. I think we lost Maki there, or okay. We are gonna go on break first. Yeah, we lost him for a while, but we're gonna go on break, and I have another guest to interview, one last guest, and then we are going to have everyone back on stream together. So we'll see you in a bit.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, VA81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, we're now back on Making a Difference. Before we went on break, I interviewed Maki Mitsuhashi. He also gave his insights on what he's doing now and how the pandemic is affecting his career. Before we interview our last guest, I'm reading the comments and I just wanna say hi to Tabawan Bongao. He said, "Hi Erica, watching from Tawi Tawi." And of course, Sir Rolly, if you're still watching, hi po, belated happy birthday. It was his birthday yesterday during Independence Day. So I hope you enjoyed po your day. I saw pictures, so I'm glad you were able to celebrate with your family. All right, so we have one more guest to interview. Her name is Shanice Garcia. Hi, Okay. Hi, Shanice. Hi. Hi, how are you?
Good to be here. I'm great. Yeah, hopefully everyone is as well on a very nice Saturday.
I know it's actually it's kind of gloomy. It's getting gloomy na a bit here. Yeah.
Here in Makati, it's pretty nice.
Okay, you're in Makati. Okay, so this might go to you.
Hopefully not. Let's all stay
Yeah.
safe.
Okay. So Shanice, what's this? Tell us something about yourself.
So like everyone else that went before me, I'm also working right now. So a little different from them, though, however, is that I'm working in IT as a project manager. So I get to handle systems and all those nerdy stuff. And I also do a lot of operations work. So having to deal with teams and also different clients in delivering the services that we have, since yun nga, we create IT solutions. So that's me. But then also like Carlos, actually, I just remembered because he shared that he has a background in design. So before I actually became involved in the IT world, I was actually doing design work. So it's a pretty fun thing. I think we were chatting before and we mentioned that we actually started out doing something else. So like for me, I was doing design. Then now I transitioned to a totally different world. So I think that's something that we kind of share then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
I
guess
know exactly. That
normal.
was yeah, yun nga. We were talking about that a while ago and a couple of days ago that we all have something in common. Not only the whole glasses situation. Actually, that's why I wear glasses. It's because of you guys. You all were wearing glasses. I wanted to join in on the glasses situation. But um besides than that, yun nga, we all took up different courses. Same then. I took up consular and diplomatic affairs. But now I'm in marketing. So it's really different. But then again, it's acceptable nowadays.
Nowadays.
As kasi they really look at your skill set kasi. So as long as you got the skills and your heart is in it,
Yes,
then exactly,
definitely.
that's the important thing, no? So IT, how did you get from design to IT?
Actually, that's a story that I like telling people. Because before, I was working with a startup called
Mm-mm.
Canva. So it's an Australian
Ah,
startup,
yeah, Canva.
and
Oh.
I really like working for them. So I started out as a graphic designer, and then basically when you just see things that could be better, of course, you try to step up, say some suggestions. Then
Mm-mm.
eventually it became something that I was passionate about na, that hey, I'm seeing a lot of things that we could improve, and I think I can organize how to get there. So that kind
Okay.
of began the transition to this whole new world of like project management and systems and software development things that I'm actually also passionate about, because I was doing a lot of development work. I mean, like software development work then naman before as a graphic designer. So, uh, yeah, I think like I'm just generally someone that's interested in a lot of things, and this space, this
Mm-mm.
IT space, gave me a chance to explore all that. So it's really fun.
Okay,
But
so
you
how
can,
long
I'm
pa-
really happy doing it.
Yeah, I know the way you talk about it, you can really tell if a person super loves what they're doing. Just the way that they talk about it talaga. So I can see that. Like there's this glow in your face, girl. Like in your eyes just like light up.
Real power.
Yeah, I know, girl. I was going to say that. I mean, most of the people I know na IT are men. So hearing that a woman like you're in IT, it's very empowering to. I mean, we can do that too.
Yes, of
So,
course.
how long were you in Canva for? I mean, I use Canva. I love Canva.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes me happy. So I was actually with them for 4 years before I transitioned to my current role in a health tech company.
Mm-hmm. Tagal, 4 years. Galing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've seen Canva grow talaga. Kasi out of nowhere na lang, boom, Canva. Like,
Yes.
so
I
my
was like
sister's
employee number 13 here in the
no way.
Philippines.
No
Yeah.
way. That's so cool. Okay, because like I wish though like I used that in college. Because in college it was mostly, well, for me, mostly PowerPoint and all that. And then I found out na lang through my sister, who was in like she was in second year high school, and then she was creating this poster. And then I was looking. I was like, "What are you using?" And then she's like, "Oh, ate, it's Canva, ganyan ganyan, and it's really easy to use." Can I just say? So
Yay.
employee number 13, you've seen Canva grow. That's
Yes.
really cool. Okay, so let's talk about your current job now. So you are a an IT project manager.
Yes.
So how does that go? What is the scope of your job?
So for me, I'm working on a lot of projects actually. So I work with Medilink Network. So it's not. I guess it wouldn't sound as fun like a startup like Canva, but like I'm also someone that's very passionate about a lot of things that's for the betterment of people. So this one in particular deals with healthcare solutions. So what we get to do is to make sure that everyone can get to the places that they want to get availments from and actually get those properly. So, like for example, if you're a member of an HMO network or something, we will make that process easier for you by giving you, like for example, the card, making sure that when they swipe it, you get it immediately. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on. So making sure that all those systems are accessible at all times. They're able to enable all members to get their medical availments all the time. See, I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, I
And especially
know.
since like
Go ahead.
especially now, I think like everyone should be super in touch, super aware of their medical life. They should be like healthy, more aware of what they could be doing better. So it's perfect then. So aside from those system stuff like architecture things. I also get to work on a lot of data analytics projects. So sorry, I know
Data
I kind of
analytics. Okay,
sounded
wait. Parang,
geeky.
no, there. Data analytics. Okay, no, it's fine. I could kind of relate. I mean, I have to analyze also data marketing wise though.
Yes, yes.
But you are in IT. So, okay, I mean, I'm interested to get data analytics. How do you, as an IT project manager, what kind of data do you analyze? How
So
does this go about?
yeah, so syempre if people use something, there would be like in marketing, diba? Like there would be engagement metrics, there would be certain conversion metrics that you would be looking for. So of course, it also works the same. So you want to see if there are any spikes, trends that our clients or us should be aware of. So yeah, key things like that. So it's fun. I really like being in this space because especially since I have a design background, I think that's
Mm.
one thing that most people in the industry lack, I would say, na parang, of course, there's a lot of information, a lot of things you want to share, but then how you communicate it, syempre, you wouldn't have this space to use words all the time. So, like, sometimes you would have to use graphs, presentations, and other pretty things. And I think that's the kind of thing I also like doing kasi nga I do design. So,
Yes.
it's fun. It's like the intersection of all the things I like.
Okay, so do you use Canva for your
I still
design?
do. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
still a big
There
fan.
you
And
go.
like I get kilig when I see people use the because I used to do illustrations for Canva as well. So like when I see people use them in their designs, I get kilig because like, oh, I need those.
Wait lang. Okay. Girl, you need to tell me what you made exactly. 'Cause I feel like I've been using that too. I use that to work and then I use that for posters and all. Okay, we will talk later. I'll be like, okay, tell me what you use.
Yes.
Tell me what you use. I will use that. Okay. So, all right. So, ECQ, were you in the office when they announced that ECQ is gonna happen?
Yes, actually. That was a funny funny day. It was funny because it was something that we didn't expect but was kind of already preparing for. So that day they announced, our entire company was really just preparing and making sure that everyone would be ready just in case it would be announced. And true enough, it was. So we had dedicated teams that helped us like just pack all our things, the computers, desktops, laptops, everything. So our company was really generous and nice enough to like help us transition to the new normal, which is us working from home and thankfully a little safer since especially since I think that's the nice thing about working in the IT space. Everything could be done mostly remotely. So um, the transition to that kind of setup wasn't really hard because we were well supported, and I personally I was able to set up everything naman for the people I was working with, and now we are all working from home. So that's really great.
Right. Okay, wait. You mentioned desktops. Wait. Laptop
Yes.
and desktops. So, pinauwi ba yung desktops?
Yes, actually, kasi we have
Okay.
some teams, like especially
Yeah.
developers, kasi more, parang
Oh,
stronger na hardware and software stuff. So,
wow.
yes, even the desktops.
Huh.
Kaya it was a
Okay.
funny sight. parang, parang, what's happening? But like, we knew, but it looked funny looking back
Yeah.
now. It's parang,
Okay. So, what's it like now? Like, what is your schedule like since you're working from home?
Actually, for me, it hasn't changed that much. I think that's the nice thing about project management kasi all the tools are usually digital naman. And personally, I like talking to people a lot din kasi. So, right now, I get to manage that a little better kasi we can utilize things like Google Meet, Zoom. We can plan everything much better, make it more consistent, and you can pencil in schedules for everyone. And basically, there's a lot of things that I felt were streamlined. Kasi nga, well, at least with the IT stuff that we get to do kasi everyone's online din naman. So,
Yeah.
medyo mas empowering siya in a way because you know that
Okay.
everyone's in the same space and we're all supporting each other in this time na this is the kind of setup we have to do. So for me, actually, personally, it hasn't changed that much.
Okay. All right. So, as a IT project manager, you have your own team, correct?
Yes, I get to work.
Okay. And how is it naman with your team? Do you check up on them? Because Carlos mentioned a while ago that this pandemic is affecting a lot of people.
Yes.
So how do you go about that as an IT project manager?
Siguro one of the things that has really worked well for our team, actually for most of the teams I get to work with then, is that we do regular checkups. So what we do is we have end of day reports. We check up on each other that, hey, how are you? Are your tasks doing well? Even just like on a relational level na as friends. Not even
Mhm.
that you need to submit this to me, but like you just
Mhm.
want to make sure that everyone's still in the right headspace, everyone still is equipped with the things that they need to get the job done. And I think
Yeah.
that kind of support is one of the things that is super important, especially now. Kasi at least before, because I remember me in the office, me and my office friends, we really go out a lot. Like we
Yeah.
go out for merienda, we go out for quick mall breaks sometimes.
Mhm.
Or of course, you would always have those inumans, diba? There are a lot of ways to like de-stress, have that space. But now that we're all at home, and that's a little harder to manage and actually like facilitate that kind of human touch, that emotional
Mm.
thing that you
Yeah.
want to keep going with these people. I think that's super
Mhm.
important now. And I think it works for our company
Mhm.
as well because now we have a lot of social activities. So we
Okay. Yeah.
we have like learning sessions, we
Mm-mm.
have games after work, even if it's just through Google Meet. So
Mm-mm.
that
Yeah.
kind of support we still get to provide to everyone, and I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, I would agree. Just actually talking to someone, me personally, I would, talk to my friends. Carlos mentioned a while ago, like we would all go on Zoom and just like really catch up with one another. But we also miss human interaction. It's
Yes.
different. It's different, right? When you're face to face with someone. I mean, my best friend, he's my neighbor, friend of Carlos then. And I can't
Mm,
even see him. He's just right there. He lives right there, but I can't really see him. But
that's true.
I agree with you on that. And it's really great that you are how do I say this? You're doing something about it kasi you're a manager, no? So you're leading a certain group of people, and it's great to know that you are also helping them out, and I'm sure they are blessed to have you as their manager, very organized and bubbly and
We
all.
try.
Yeah. So that's great. That's really great to know. Okay, sige. I'd like to call back the other two guests, Carlos and Maki. There
Hey,
you go. Hey
yeah,
Carlos. Okay, it's Maki here.
nice
Hi,
to see you
Carlos and
again.
Maki.
Okay. I think Maki wait. Okay, sige. While Maki is kind of setting up, um these guys, these three, they have something in common. Well, okay, us four, we have something in common. Na-mention ko na nga. We all started out, we took up a different college course and we all went our separate paths. Um, but then plus the glasses. But
Yes.
these three, they have something in common, and they're actually taking up their masters in AIM in Makati. So, galing, diba? So they're working and they're also students. So that's why they have this relationship going on. Um, what's this? Okay, maybe you guys could share your stories in AIM. Any memorable stories together. And then, sige, while waiting for Maki, no. So let's start with Carlos.
Okay, ghost stories.
Ghost story. Huwag naman yung ghost story. There's Maki. Okay. So,
So
Maki.
shout out to MSIB 2020. Hi, hey guys.
Hi, friends.
Hi, thanks for watching now. So wow, AIM. So it's really it's different because we're all learning online. So it's funny because on weekdays I'm the teacher, then on weekends I'm the student again. So yeah, but yeah, what I miss the most about it's very different like when you're learning online because one thing that's really important to us is like being with each other. So it's not just the lessons that we learn, but the people that we're with. And I'm really glad, like even during quarantine, I have these guys. Like we go like Zoom inumans like once a week or twice a week to catch up.
Mm,
Though we'd prefer to see each other in person, but
mm,
it's not possible now. But yeah, but right now how we're keeping up with quarantine is that like we're just like aside from teaching each other, we also catch up online. Just have those teaching sanity checks.
mm. Yeah. Yun nga, it's different now nga for students, no? But then, say you guys, you're taking up your masters. So, um, how do I say this? It's different pa rin from those who are still in high school, I guess,
A
and
little.
those who are in grade school, no. But then Carlos, what can you share? Being a student, like what's it like naman now? Being a student, tapos you're taking up your masters.
But it's pretty fun. It's fun naman. So like, look, it's the whole year. It's crazy because we have to balance our work lives, our personal lives, our school
Mm,
lives, and
yeah.
like it was hard before quarantine,
Okay.
but during quarantine, it's like all of that just got like more enmeshed. So yeah,
Mm.
but it's really fun. Like it's a lot of fun we're putting ourselves through.
Galing though. I mean, because I also plan to take up my master's, but then I want to be like a full-time student. So I can't imagine no, what it was like for you guys before ECQ. You had like your 9 to 5 job on the weekdays and you have to study ba on the weekend. So
Yeah.
props to you guys. Sorry, what course pala are you guys taking up?
We're taking Masters of Science in Innovation and Business. It's
Galing.
a long
Galing.
Bachelor of Science
Galing.
in Innovation and Business.
Galing. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, how about you, Maki? Maybe you could share like your experience as a student in AIM and now that it's GCQ. Maki here. Maki. Okay, wait. Okay. Ayan, there.
Hello.
Hi,
Sorry.
Maki. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, maybe you could
Uh,
share your story, being a student in AIM before and after. No, sorry, before and during ECQ and GCQ.
well, before is ECQ, we would always like meet every time. So parang anytime na parang we just wanted to see each other, we can just say na parang, hey, let's hang out. And then people will be like, okay, G. Pero ngayon parang, uh, guys, let's hang out. Okay, via Zoom. Parang, yun, I think yun na yung medyo sad na parang at the same time kasi you miss everyone Pero at the same time kasi I'm also grateful na parang there are platforms like Zoom or even platforms like online conference areas wherein you can just go online and talk with each other. Kasi I mean, doon mo rin din marirealize na parang physical presence isn't everything Parang you can actually, as long as you hang out with the people that you actually really like, na parang at the same time you realize na parang okay, it doesn't matter as long as nakikita ko sila or makakausap ko sila.
Mm-mm. Totoo. That's really true. Oh, I miss my friends tuloy. If my friends are watching, hi friends. Well, okay, Carlos is here. Carlos is my friend. Okay, thanks for sharing, Maki. How about you, Shanice? Experience before and during.
Um, Very similar to what they said. Actually, like it was hard even before trying to balance everything. Kasi the program we are taking is a part-time one. So and I personally I get weird feelings if I don't have work. So like I made it a point that I have work while studying. So it was hard. It was hard then. It's a little harder now even. So surprisingly, I mean, for me kasi I'm not stranger to remote work setups kasi before I get to work with our teams in Australia already. So like there's this whole time difference thing, a lot of online communication, and there's just a lot of adjustments again because of course now everyone everywhere it's like we're all in long distance relationships with all the things that we do. So it's that's a lot of adjustment I think that we have to do. So um it's a little hard, yes, but I think since we have such great support groups, like for me, I get to talk to these two a lot daily. So that kind of support group. Well, for me, kasi I thrive off that energy of like communicating with people and all. So even if we're physically distant, I think thankfully we have a lot of innovations like like the internet that enables us to still perform and be at what we are doing. So I think that's very helpful and great to have at this point in time wherein everyone's digital now, confined in these little rectangles that we see. It's great. So it's something new for everyone, and I think we're all trying to adjust and be better at it.
There you go. You said the word for this episode, even the previous episode. Because I also invited guests to talk about their careers and how the pandemic is affecting their careers. So same, but the word there, word of the day is adjust. It's a
Yeah.
very big word, and we're all adjusting. All of
Yes.
us, the whole country is adjusting to this. So totally agree with you on that. You three, you're all, are you like the barkada in AIM? Is this like the
What's the no, we're all friends. Well, the class itself is one giant barkada with a amount of
oh
different
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
cute?
it's we see each other more than there are like six, seven of us who talk more than most. So
Okay, right. How many are you in the class?
around 49.
Yeah.
It's 14.
Yeah,
That's a
around
lot.
49.
Okay, that's a lot. Okay.
But then we spend like 12 hours together every Saturday. So like
12 hours ba? So, okay.
I think. I mean, because we still go out for dinner.
Yeah,
And
8 a.m.
Okay.
Actually longer. It's 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then after that, we have dinner pa. So
yeah.
it's like
Mm.
14, 15 hours on a Saturday.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow, I actually miss studying ngayon. Parang that was my life also in college. Um, Speaking of Barkada, you guys are being supported by them. I'm looking at the comments. Maybe we could flash a few here. Because ang dami nagko-comment. Kanina pa sila nagko-comment. Maybe we could
That's how supportive
we could
our
flash a few before we end the show. Let's okay. Well, I'll have the tech people pick.
Yeah.
But there are quite a few. Clingy daw kayo. Those younger kids will benefit from Tanyag, Michelle. What is this? What is Tanyag?
Actually, can we take this time to also invite everyone? Because actually next Saturday, so part of our requirements for our program is to actually come up with an innovative idea. So something like a startup. So next Saturday, we'll be pitching them as part of
Mhm.
our demo day. So if you guys are interested and you want to hear more about what we have been doing as students,
The end of our journey.
please join us next Saturday
Okay, so
as well.
the demo day. Okay, so how does that go? So demo day, let's say ako, I wanna watch you guys.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Okay, it's like a pitch competition. But unlike most pitch competitions, which are done in person, this one will be done over Zoom.
Yeah.
So you could watch all of the startups pitch. So like just a brief background, we're supposed to make our own startups. So everybody, like
Mhm.
there are around 26 startups that will be pitching on that demo day, and some of them might have
Wow.
ideas that you'd love, or people you'd love to team up with. Like the people in our class are great, and you'd love to work with them if you wanna like set up a startup or be an investor. So the demo day is kind of like an open house where you can do all of the startups pitching in that day. I could share you a link that you can share.
Okay.
There's a Facebook event, and then they'll put the Zoom
Okay.
link.
Okay, yeah, let me know, and then I'll also post it on my personal and on the show's Facebook page. But for the viewers, again, if you're all interested, don't worry, we're gonna post more details. But I also suggest you visit AIM's Facebook page for more
Yes.
details. But yeah, support these guys. Really interesting yun to have like an. Okay, I will. Okay, but what time is that? Sorry.
Hold it.
I think it's from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. So
Okay, so
it's gonna be fun. Everyone will be just sharing what they've been doing, their startup ideas, and hopefully like we all share that love and passion with everyone for what we do.
Okay, sige. I'll check it out before and after my show.
Yes, of course.
I'll support.
We
I
will
will support you guys. I'm curious also. I want to know. And I want to see Carlos in action.
I'm okay lang.
Because I mean, hello, you've seen me na do all of this. So,
Yeah.
it's my turn
You
to
never watched me and
see
Nate
you
pitch.
naman in action.
You never watched me and Nate
Sorry?
pitch before. You've never watched me and Nate pitch before?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Weird.
No. I wait. No.
Yeah, then you'll watch
Never.
this. Then you can watch
Yeah.
it next Saturday.
Sige, I will watch and support. Okay, just a few more comments, please. Can we read? Because there are quite a few here. Dami niyong
Shout out to
fans.
Endorse. Yeah.
Dami niyong fans. Okay. Can we show a few more comments, please? I think they're picking kasi ang dami. Tanyag is one of the projects for demo day. Okay. So, okay, I will watch out for Tanyag. Probably maybe two more comments. Oh, yeah, demo day is on June 20 for MSIB students. So that's you guys, no? In Masters in Innovation and Business. Okay, got it. Okay, any more? Maybe kahit like one last. The topic now is something different. Congratulations to all. Yes, today. So I made sure today's topic would be different. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning, I wanted to check up on you guys. Well, I met Shanice and Maki, but I wanted to check up on my fellow youth just to see how they're doing and what they're up to. I mean, you all mentioned this a while ago, including Maki. We just really need to be there for one another, constantly check up on one another, talk to one another, because this is the new normal, getting to the better normal. I really like that.
Yes.
It's a better normal. It's really, it's very innovative, yes. Ang galing niyo. Innovative. You guys are like my idols. I really applaud you three for you three make a difference. Like just by doing what you're doing, sharing your thoughts and sharing your talents, you three are making a difference in the world. So thank you for being on my show. Any last shout outs? Let's start with Carlos.
Shout outs. Yeah, so hi again. Thanks again to my MSIB 2020 friends. You've all been great. Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Maki? Any shout outs or last minute plugs?
Una sa lahat, sorry kasi internet. But
Okay. Yeah.
siguro, I'd also like to thank my MSIB 2020 family, and at the same time also my DePad family, and also the people from my work, also from Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation as well.
Ooh, okay. Thank you, Maki. And of course, Miss IT Project Manager. Galing talaga. IT. I mean, galing. Women empowerment right there.
Yes.
Shanice, any last words?
Well, I also want to say hi to my to my workmates. Actually, tuned in as well to watch and hear us speak about these things because I think this platform is really great, especially now that I think us millennials have a lot of things to share with the world. So thanks for this. And yeah, hi as well to our batchmates. Yay.
Are you guys graduating soon?
Yeah. Good
I'm
question.
kidding. But yeah, I hope so. I think it's just this entire GCQ thing that's making it really hard for the entire education sector actually. So I hope so.
Hopefully, yes.
Na.
Okay. So, parang demo day is like your final exam or...
Yes.
Yeah, the culminating activity-ish.
Okay, got it. Okay, so let me know so that I could share it. And again, for the viewers, check out AIM to know more about their demo day. Support these three for all their demos. Are you all partners or something? How does that go
No.
for demo day?
No.
Okay.
Actually, my capstone is about water quality testing. So I'm with my capstone partner, Juan Sabanal. And Jepo is working with Carlos for Farm At, and Romel is working
Wow.
with Shanice for Eileen.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is also for health.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have
Wow. Different
different
ideas.
yeah.
Yes, that's exciting. Okay, sige. If I can support all, okay. I support that startup. That and all. But okay, good luck with that. And I hope to meet you, Maki and Shanice soon. Carlos, I hope to see you soon as well.
I'll
It's
see you
been a
soon.
while.
Been a
I'll see
while,
you soon.
yeah.
But again, thank you guys so much for being on my show today. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys. Bye.
See you, Erica.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, so that ends today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. It was really great to hear their insights and really share their thoughts. Again, this is why I created the show in the first place, because I know me myself, I'm part of the youth. So, I know that we all have something to say, that we all have a voice. So I hope this show is a platform for that, and also for the viewers to learn something as well from me and from my guests. So before I go, I just want to say hi to my Ancheta cousins. They've been wanting a shout out from me. So my cousins out there, hello. I hope you guys are okay. Not just my first cousins, even my second cousin. So it's like a big family, the Ancheta side. And also the Mison side as well. So both my mom and dad side. To my cousins out there who are watching and supporting me, thank you guys so much. I miss you all, and I hope you're doing well. Um, as I mentioned, it was Sir Rolly's birthday yesterday. So belated happy birthday, Sir Rolly. And after my show, we have two more shows tonight. So after me, we have Madame Venus at 6 p.m. And then we have Rainbow Society at 9 p.m. And we also have shows tomorrow. So we have four, if I'm not mistaken. We have Startup Nation, Talk Shop Asia, Napalm, and of course, Let's Chat with Tita Gracie. So if you want to know more about our shows, you could check out V81 Radio on Facebook, like them as well. Please don't forget to like Making a Difference on Facebook. Oh, sorry, I forgot another show. Musta Pops. I'm so sorry. Okay, but there. All the shows will be on our Facebook page and also on V81 Radio's website. So that is it for today. Again, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you're all doing well. Please stay safe. Don't forget to practice social distancing. If you guys need to go out, please wear your masks. And if you don't need to go out, maybe you could just, stay at home. But just in case you need to go out, please, please, please don't forget to practice all of that, because this is the new normal, and hopefully we're aiming for a better normal. Oh, okay, I use that. So again, my name is Erica Mison. Thank you for tuning in to Making a Difference, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio. South Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Radio.